Welcome to Math 1314 Review and Practice, Week 12, Part 2. On the right-hand side is the logarithm rule chart. So we have the product rule, quotient rule, power rule, zero rule, identity rule, inverse property of logs, inverse property of exponents, and the chain of base formula. To be able to working on the solving problem, we should know our chart, the power of 2 chart. Okay, so we will kind of prepare yourself with 2 to the powers of 1. Okay, we all know anything to the power of 0 is 1, 2 to the power of 1 is 2, then 2 to the power of 2 is 4, is 2 times 2, every time we double it. So 2 to the power of 3, that's 8, 2 to the power of 4, that is 16, 2 to the power of 5, that is 32, 2 to the power of 6, that's 64, and so on. And we should know up to 2 to the power of 10. Beside of that, we should know 3 to the power of 1 to 3 to the power of 4, okay, and 4 to the power of 1 to 4 to the power of 3. Knowing, be familiar with those numbers, that will help you to solve a problem quicker and also have like a quick path to solve. And I know that in this question number 7, 16 is the base, x plus 2 is the exponent, equal, we have another base. So this is 2 different base. And we want somehow that make on the left side at the base b to the power a equal base b on the right hand side. So we have the same base but different exponents, so that if that happens, the base is the same, so we can imply that the exponent a equals c. So this is our target. So now we know that we can convert the 16 at base 2 in base 2, and then 8 also you can rewritten it with base 2. So if we convert that number, then we will have the same base, and we just set the exponents from left side equal the right side and then solve for the problem. So 16, I will write it inside parentheses, that is 16 place. Okay, I rewrite the exponent x plus 2 equal, instead of 8, I make a parenthesis and copy down the exponent. Now we see that 16 is 2 to the power of 4, so I write 2 to the power of 4. Okay, and then 8 is 2 to the power of 3. Now remember, we have the power of power rule, a to the power of m, r to the power of n, that will be equal a to the power of m multiplied by n. So in this case, our base is 2. Okay, so a equal 2. Now the same base, right? Base is 2. So we will set the exponent is the same, but before we do that, we have to combine them. So I will write down 2 at the base. Okay, 2 at the base. Now my m, we will have like apply that formula twice on the left side and on the right side. Okay, so my m on the left side is 4, number 4. See that? M equal 4, and then n equal x plus 2. Here is my n. Okay, now I will take m times n, which is 4 times x plus 2. Similar to that, I will apply the formula to the right hand side. So my a will be 2, my m will be 3. Okay, so here is my m multiplied by my n is outside. N is 3x minus 5. Okay, now we'll have my 3 times 3x minus 5, m times n. So now you see that our base is 2, right? So we have the same base, 2. We set the exponent equal each other. So we have 4 times x plus 2 equal 3 times 3x minus 5. Okay, so now we're just solving. 4 we distribute first, so we have 4x. 4 times 2 is plus 8 equal 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Now we will subtract 4x both sides. Okay, so we isolate x terms, we combine like terms. Because 9 is bigger than 4, so I subtract 4 so that I will keep the x terms positive. Okay, so I will have this one equal 5x. This part is gone. And we can left the 15 here and 8 here. Now we will add 15 both sides. I will add 15 both sides so that I can isolate the x terms. Now I will have 5x. Okay, this one gone. 8 add 15 is 23. Now we solve for x, so x equal, we divide both sides by 5 to isolate x. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times x is x. That's how we solve for it. So the answer is 23 out of 5. So for number 8, we see that we have 6 and 36. So we should know that 36 is 6 squared. We also have to review how to convert radicand. Okay, so we will have root by a to the power, that will be equal a power on the top over the round. The root is under the round. Okay, so you will form the root, you will convert it into the exponential form. Okay, now we have q3 root 6. Okay, so the root is r will be 3. The base a is 6. Okay, and then the power is 1. Anything to the power of 1 is itself. So instead of write 6, I will write power of 1. Okay, it doesn't change the problem, but I now distinguish what is A, what is R, what is P. So because of that, I will rewrite this one into 6 to the power of 1 out of the root 3. Now set it equal, the right hand side, we also have another formulas that's saying if we have 1 over a to the power of n, you can rewrite it, you flip it, and you have a to the power of now become negative n. So we have a in this case. Okay, let's write down in different colors. So a, okay, in this case is 6. Okay, and is square, so it's 2. Okay, 6 squared is 36. So here is our a, here is our n, 1 over 36. Okay, now because of that, we will have 6 to the power of negative 2. And this is 1 over 36. We just rewrite it. To the power of x plus 2 outside. And we apply the formula we used in the previous question. We'll have a to the power of m, or to the power of n. That is a to the power of m times n. Okay, so let's rewrite the left hand side one more time. 6 to the power of 1 over 3 equal 6 to the power of negative 2 is my m, times n is x plus 2. Okay, this is my m, this is my n in the formulas, and 6 is my a. This one. Now, remember, if we have the same base, so the exponent will be the same. Okay, so now we have the same base 6. We just said the exponent is the same, so 1 over 3 equal negative 2 times x plus 2. Now we will distribute that 2 in. So we have negative 2x minus 4. Okay, that equal 1 out of 3. I don't want to work with the fractions, so I will multiply both sides by 3. You can do it in the above step, but you can also do it in this step. Okay, so I multiply by 3 both sides. So I cancel this one and then distribute the 3 inside. Okay, so on the left hand side we have 1 equal 3 times negative 2x, negative 6x. 3 times negative 4, negative 12. Now we will add 12 both sides. So we isolate the negative 6x equal 13. Negative 6x is from here, okay, and then 13 is from here. I just switch the side. It's similar, it's the same, it's equivalent. Now I will divide both sides by negative 6. So that is cancelled, and then we will have x equal negative 13 over 6. At this step, if you don't like to multiply by 3, you can solve it, but you have to work with adding, subtracting fractions. Okay. And if we don't want to do that, we don't want to make it more complicated, then we just multiply 3 both sides to get rid of the fractions. Now we have see 16 before, and when we see 16, 32, automatically thinking about base 2. Okay, so in this case we will have 16 and 2 to the power of 4. Okay, rewrite the exponent. This is minus 7 equal 32 is double 16, so it's 2 to the power of 5. Okay, and then remember, copy down the exponent outside. Now we have a to the power of m times n. Okay, so 2 to the power of 4 times 2x minus 7 equal 2 to the power of 5 times 6 minus x. Okay, so remember to copy down the formulas and then use it every time you're working on your homework. M to the power of n equal a to the power of m times n. Okay, so exponent right here is your m. Then multiply your n, your m, multiply your n, same base. Okay, now because you have the base is the same, so the exponent a equal exponent c. Always remember this when you solve some question like this. Now we have the same base too, so we just set the exponent equal each other. Now distribute 4 times 2x is ax. 4 times negative 7 minus 28. Please know your multiplication chart from 1 to 12 well so that you can work fast on this one. Okay, so 5 times 6 is 30 minus 5x. Now we add 5x both sides. Okay, let's make a line so that you know what to expect. Add 5x both sides. At the same time, I can move the numbers negative 28 to the right hand side by adding 28. I can combine two steps in one. The reason is I want to cancel this part and this part. Now I have ax, so I combine like terms. So x term to x terms, number to numbers. Okay, on the right hand side I have 30 and 28, that's 58. Now 8 add 5 is 13x. Now we will divide both sides by 13 so that we can isolate x. So x equal 58 over 13. Alright, so this one, when you see something with 25, okay, thinking about base 5. 5 to the power of 1 is 5. 5 to the power of 2 is 25. 5 to the power of 3, that is 125. Okay, so be familiar with those numbers because that is the smaller number you will see in your test. So we have 1 over 125 that is 1 over 5 cubed. Because 5 cubed is 125. Okay, so remember that we can rewrite this one as 5 to the power of negative 3. Alright, so we will rewrite this, okay, 5 to the power of negative 3 times 3x plus 4 is the original questions. Now 25 is 5 squared, so 5 squared inside parenthesis, outside still 7x minus 1. Now apply the formulas. Okay, we have base A is 5, m is negative 3. So 5 to the power of negative 3 times 3x plus 4 equal 5 to the power of 2 times 7x minus 1. Now we have the same base, just set the exponent equal each other. So negative 3 times 3x plus 4 equal 2 times 7x minus 1. Now we distribute negative 3 times 3x, that is negative 9x. Negative 3 times 4, negative 12. Equal 2 times 7 is 14x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Now we will add 9 both sides, 9x both sides, so that we cancel this part. Now we will add 2 both sides, so that we cancel this part. Okay. Now we're left with 14x and 9x. This is 23x. Okay. Now we have negative 12 and 2, that is negative 10. Choose solve or isolate x. We divide both sides by 23. So that 23 divided by 23 is 1x. Okay, that is negative 10 over 23. So in these questions, when we see 49, we thinking about base 7. Okay, 7 to the power of 1 is 7. 7 to the power of 2, that's 49. So know your squares chart, okay, from 1 to 20. So I will rewrite 49 as 7 squared. 5x plus 3 equals 7. Power is 1 over the root is 3. If you forgot the formula, you can go back to question number 7. We have introduced all of the formula already. Okay, copy that down on the paper so that you can follow along the video. So now we have the same base, right? And we just rewrite the left hand side one more time. So my m is 2, my n is 5x plus 3. That equals 7 to the power of 1/3. Now we have the same base 7. Just set the exponent equal each other. Remember, if we see the fractions, you can just basically multiply by 3 both sides, so that you can avoid working with fractions. 1 on this side, okay, 3 cancel that 3. Now 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, this part is 6. Now 6 times 5x is 30x. 6 times 3, that's 18. Now we will minus 18 both sides. We cancel this part. We have 30x equal negative 17. Now we divide both sides by 30 so that we isolate x. That is negative 17 over 30. You can tell that when you know the formula well, then the time you spend on a problem will reduce. We take about 8 minutes on number 7 because we have to introduce the formula, we have to know how to apply it. But when you know how to do it, it only takes about 1 to 2 minutes per problem. Because the next one we will have is base 3. Why we know it? Because I'm familiar with 3 to the power of 1, that 3. 3 squared is 9, and then 3 cubed, that 27. Each time you multiply by 3, right? 3 to the power of 4, that is 81. And how we know it, you can set 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 4 times, okay? Then you will have the first 2 and the last 2, it make 9, 9 times 9, 81. Yes? So if you don't know about that, you can just write down how many 3 you will do the multiplication together. Then you will have the power. Now 81 is 3 to the power of 4. 2x plus 9 still outside. Inside we have 3 to the power of negative 3. Remember, because it's a reciprocal of that. So we flip, right? We flip and then we change the exponent into opposite side. So it's from positive 3 and the exponent. When you flip, it becomes negative 3. X plus 15. Okay, now we will have 3 to the power of 4 is m times n into x plus 9. That equal 3 times to the power of negative 3 times x plus 15. Now it's similar base, so we just set the exponent equal each other. Now we do the same thing, distribute. That is ax plus 36 equal negative 3x minus 45. Now we will add 3x both sides. So that is gone. Now we have 11x equal, we will move the 36. So we'll have to subtract 36 both sides. It's gone. Now we have the negative minus some numbers is make more negative. Okay. Then we just add that two number together. So 5 at 6 is 11. Write 1. Remember 1. 4 at 3 is 7. Add 1 is 81. Now we divide both sides by 11 to isolate x. So we have x equal negative 81 over 11. Number 13, we'll have 32, 8. So always remembers 32, 8. Remember base 2. Okay, so 32, 2 to the power of 5. Because A is 2 to the power of 3, you double it, is 16, you double it one more time, that's 32. Okay, and then outside 3x minus 1 equal, outside is 1 over 8. Where the 8, 1 over 8 coming from? Remember, the 8 is the root A. Okay, the power is right here. If I write one more time, I was saying that is a 1 out of 8, and then because the 8 is 2 to the power of 3, then I have that. Now you will have 2 to the power of 5 times 3x minus 1 equal 2 to the power of 3, 8. 3 times 1, 8, 3, 8. Okay, so you have 5 times 3x minus 1 equal 3, 8. Okay, now if we multiply both sides by 8, then you can avoid working with the fractions. But you have to work with the big numbers. But it's quite easy number to work with, so I'd rather to work with the bigger numbers than working on the fractions. Or you can do fractions if you're confident with it. So 8 times 5 is 40. 40 times 3x is 120x. 40 times negative 1 minus 40 equal that 8 cancel 3. Now we add 40 both sides. We will have 120x is 43. Okay, so we divide both sides by 120. So we have x equal 43 out of 120. So for this question, we see that 25, 125, we're working on it before, is base 5. So 5 to the power of 3 or to the power of 4x minus 7 equal 5 to the power of negative 2 times x. So rewrite one more time. We have 5 to the power of 3 times 4x minus 7 equal 5 to the power of negative 2x. Now we have the same base 5. We just set the exponent equal. So 3 times 4x minus 7 equal minus 2x. Now we distribute, we'll have 12x minus 21 equal minus 2x. Now we add 2x both sides. And then we add 21 both sides. This one gone, this one gone. We will have 14x that equal 21. Now we can reduce by 7 both sides, but then let's divide both sides by 14 first. Okay, so x equal 21 is 7 times 3. 14 is 7 times 2. You can reduce factor of 7. Then your x is 3 out of 2. So when we see 49, thinking about, you have a hint, right? Sometimes you see some number is like really big, like 343, but don't worry. They happen to be chose because of a reason. You see that the hint is 49 and you're guessing what? The base is 7. Okay, so you have 7 square 9 minus x equal, I guess number 343 will be some 7, right? 7 base. So 7 to the power of 1 is 7. 7 squared is 49. What is 7 cubed? You multiply 49 by 7 one more time. So 7 times 9. Okay. 49 times 7 because it's 7 times 7 times 7. That's 7 cubed. So 7 times 9 is 63. Write 3, remember 6. 7 times 4 is 28. With 6, that's 34. See that? So this one could be 7 cubed 5x plus 2. Now, remember we have a to the power of m to the power of n. That is a to the power of m times n. I know that formula. I can now skip that step. Okay, so I take 2 times that equal 3 times that because I know the base is the same. So 2 times 9 minus x equal 3 times 5x plus 2. Do you see what I try to save your time? You can skip that step. You can skip this step as 7 2 to the power of 9 minus x equals 7 to the power of 3 times 5x plus 2. You can skip that step because anyway you only need to set, when you have the same base, you need to set the exponent equal to each other. That's all we need. That's our target. So we kind of skip that step. It's no problem. Okay. So 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times negative x is minus 2x equal 3 times 5x is 15x. And then 3 times 2, that's 6. Now we will plot 2x both sides. So we cancel that part. Now we want to move the 6. Right? We want to combine like terms. So we minus 6 both sides. So we cancel that. And then we have one side is 17x, 15 and 2x. Another side you will have 18 minus 6, that is 12. Now we divide both sides by 17. Then we'll have x equal 12 over 17. Okay, number 16. We see 16 and 8 again, right? So instead of write 16 to the power of 1 over 9, I will write down 16 and 2 to the power of 4. Okay, so 2 to the power of 4 to the power of 1 out of 9, because my power is always right here. It shows the number without seeing the power, mean power is 1. Okay, so I have that 1 over 9, then equal 1 over 8 is 1 over 2 to the power of 3. Now we flip it, 2 to the power of negative 3. Okay, 1 out of 8 is 1 out of 2 cubed. That is 2 to the power of negative 3. Now copy the exponent again. Okay, now same base. Skip the middle step. 4 times 1 9 is 4 over 9 equal the exponent negative 3 times 2x negative 6x negative 3 times 5 minus 15. Okay, now we can multiply both sides by 9, making sure when you have more than 2 terms you need the parentheses so that you can distribute each term. Okay, so cancel that 9. We will have 4 equal 9 times 6 is 54x. Remember the negative. Minus 9 times 15. So 9 times 5, 45. Write 5, remember 4. 9 times 1 is 9. Remember 4, that's 13. Now we add 135. Both sides. Because you want to cancel that. Okay, so now we have negative 54x equal 139. Okay, so now we divide both sides by negative 54. Then we have x equal negative 139 over 54. And how we know if this one is already simplified? We can check if it's divisible by 2. Both of them can be divisible by 2? No, because 9 is odd number. Okay. So can it divisible by 3? Remember to add them all up. 9 at 1, 1 at 3 at 9. That 13 cannot divisible by 3. So that number cannot divisible by 3. Now checking divide by 4. You know 39, the last 2 digits number, is not divisible by 4, so you cannot do it. And 9 and 4, the last digits is not 0 or 5, you cannot divisible by 5. So how about 6? Remember that you cannot multiply 6 to numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't produce any number 9 at the last digits, so it could not be. Okay, so we should try a few, and then we feel like, oh, it's not. It's just it is. So we don't need to further working on simplify it. Okay, number 17. We'll have 2, 5, 6, and 64. Remember, we will have this one as 16 square. 16 square, 2, 5, 6. So 16 is 4 square, which just means 4 to the power of 4. M is 2, N is 2. Okay, because this one is 16 times 16, also 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 times 4 is another 16. Okay, so that is 4 to the power of 4. That's the numbers. Now 64 is 4 to the power of 3. Okay, 64 is 4 to the power of 3. Like 16 times 4. 16 is 4 times 4. So times 4 one more time, that's 64. So now we rewrite it at 4 to the power of 4 to the power of 5x equal 4 to the power of 3 to the power of x plus 1. Now, same base, 4 times 5x, 20x, equal 3 times x, 3x, 3 times 1 plus 3. So right here, distribute, distribute, distribute. That's our exponent. Okay, now we have 20x equal 3x, so we subtract 3x both sides. We'll have 17x on this side equal 3. This one gone. Now x will be equal 3 divided by 7. We divide by 17 both sides. Yes, divide both sides by 17, not 7, sorry. So we can isolate x. So you see that if you know the formula well, then it reduces the time you spend on a problem. So number 18, you see 927, thinking about 3. So 3 square, x plus 5, then 3 cube, because 3 times 3 is 9 times 3, 27. Okay, that x minus 2. Now only focus on the exponent. 2x plus 10 equal 3x minus 6. You got that? Okay, 2 times x, 2 times 5, 3 times x, 3 times negative 2. Okay, now we minus 2 both sides. We add 6 both sides. This gone, this gone. We have x equals 16. Alright, so the key in this type of problem is you should know your multiplication chart. You should know your square chart, like from 1 to 20. Okay, multiplication chart from 1 to 12. And then square chart, and then from 1 cube to 7 cube, because they may give you in this question, right? So this one will help you to conquer this type of question easy. Also, knowing the formula, write it down somewhere on a blank paper and then use it every time, then you will master it. Thank you for participating in this series and see you next time.